Hello and welcome to What the Hey, where I'm your regular host of What the Hey, and today on What the Hey, I am once again answering yet another question. When I go to my notebook of knowledge, I see the question of, what the hey is Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Now this question was asked by Suicide Mouse FNF and FNATI, so hello to you and thank you very much for the question. Now, in terms of a very basic description, Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a very famous book series that primarily focuses on a middle school character who jots down a lot of their biggest events in a personal diary. Now, probably the most important detail that you need to know specifically about the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is that it was created by Jeff Kinney. And in reference to how he got inspired to create the whole series in general is apparently from the fact that a lot of the stuff that he writes about caters to his own life and what he's experienced, as well as his whole artistic and cartoon background. Which, if you look at the series itself, a lot of it is in the format of visuals and cartoons, so it makes sense. And I believe, before even creating the official series, he waited, for multiple years to even put it out because he was rejected by a bunch of publishers. So the whole Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is just his magnum opus, and it just ended up working out for him. Now, if you're curious about getting your hands on the actual series itself, currently there are 16 different books, so if you have a big bookshelf, that should be fine. Now, when actually discussing the books within the series, the first ever to be released is titled Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which was released on April 1st of 2007, and the most recent was Big Shot, which was released on October 26th of 2021. So there's pretty much been a book for each year between 2007 through 2021. Now, when detailing the actual characters within the series, there's quite a few, however, they're pretty easy to recognize because they're all just drawn. However, the protagonist throughout the series would be Greg Heffley, who, as I said kind of earlier, is a middle schooler and is going through all the issues and troubles of being a middle schooler. Which, I kind of get. I don't know why middle school is just such a tough time, but it is. But other than Greg himself, he has a few different family members. He has his parents as well as two brothers that both kind of bully him, which is kind of sad. And then you have Greg's parents, as well as classmates and just other people that he encounters repeatedly throughout the book series. In terms of other media, if you're not super into reading, that's okay because for the series there is spin-offs, there's activity books, there's multiple movies, as well as an actual musical. Which is pretty cool because specifically for the musical, I think that one, the official one, is through a children's theater, which I think is great. Now, when speaking of an overall reception of the entire series, a majority of it is super positive. And I think the reason for that is the fact that Greg is a relatable character, especially for younger audiences, and I'm guessing more so for people who are in middle school. And after watching a few interviews with Jeff Kinney, he was basically saying how he didn't want Greg to be this super heroic character that didn't have any faults or didn't go through anything bad. He wanted him to be relatable, which is why I think the books are received so well. And in terms of my general opinion, I kind of think the same way. I think that having a character that only has positive traits isn't that relatable, therefore making any type of work not as engaging, whereas you have a character that goes through all these things and kind of has relatable thoughts and actions, so it's great. I also really like the art style for the series. I think my favorite character would probably be Manny, solely for the fact that he just looks so funny. I think I'm going to try and attempt to draw myself in the style. Hold on. So they all relatively have similar things about them. So I'm going to try and make this as close as I can. Maybe, maybe not. And then all their hair goes like that. And then it's this is epic. It's stripes. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. This is very clearly what I look like. Correct. But that's essentially the answer to the question, so if you have any questions, let me know and I'll get to working on them as soon as I can. I do have a Wix website where you can see my schedule for the rest of the year, so feel free to check that out. But that's essentially it, so thank you very much for watching. Bye!